Roar.
Shh. Roar.
Hi, guys. I'm in a different spot. I've got a, generic inspirational image behind me. Let's be thankful. As I managed to mumble out the other night, I am away for Thanksgiving. I'm not going to be in my kitchen again until next week. Definitely planning to have this up on Wednesday at the normal time. And of course, by the time you will know, if you're watching this, you already know whether I succeeded in that or not. I don't know for sure about anything else yet. I might be able to record and edit a bite-sized and have that up at, on the same day, also on Wednesday. Again, you will, if you're watching this, you will already know whether I succeeded in that or not. Or, another thought I've had is I might do another automatic upload, like I've been doing with some of the other stuff that I've been, like the superfoods video and things like that, where I just set it to upload while I'm away, so that I can, get it in, all, processed and everything on Wednesday, and then it'll go up on Thursday while I'm in the midst of doing Thanksgiving stuff. So that's my general plan. Don't know how much of that is going to pan out, but you will see. But anyway, let's get to comments. First, about the extra video about cilantro actually being coriander plant. Mama Coyote mentioned again, wow, that's weird how two different parts of a plant can taste so different. And Jex30 came in and told us that preference for or against cilantro is actually genetic. Apparently, cilantro tastes like soap is in your DNA someplace. So, that's something I didn't know, so thanks for that. Next, another one from Jex30. She asks me, when did I come up with I'll see you in the kitchen as part of my sign-off? That I just threw out at random while I was recording. I think it was an unbasketing. It might have been one that I've released, or it might be one that I have in my backlog. I have already recorded several more of those. See, my plan for unbasketings is to just have them on standby for when I don't have enough comments and suggestions to fill up a secret menu, for when I don't have enough to talk about with this. So that's the idea for those. It's not going to be a regular thing necessarily. It's just going to be, if I can't figure out how to fill up at least 5 minutes, then I'll throw out an unbasketing instead. Then a question about the last Sabertooth episode. Does the coconut taste come through in the pudding, or is it mostly the pumpkin and molasses? Yeah, the coconut really doesn't do much for the flavor, and though that will be largely or partly because I really did overspice that. So you're definitely gonna want to be a lot more cautious with the spices than I was. I just I personally like a really strong spice, but I've fed it to somebody else and they thought it was disgusting. So your mileage will vary. So be a little more careful than I was with that. But overall, yeah, it is mostly the spices and the pumpkin that you're tasting. The coconut, what it mostly does, and this will be different, like if you use coconut water, you'd avoid this, but with the coconut milk, you have that, that chunk of fat, the solid oil that you saw me scraping out of the thing. What that does, when combined with the sugar and molasses, it binds it together into a sort of glue. So what you didn't see while I was even in that final moment when I show the, my ritual bite, what you don't see in that is that it really is sort of the consistency of, it's the consistency of glue. That's something you'll want to be aware of. So if you don't, that sounds really off-putting to you, use coconut water instead of coconut milk and to leave out the oil. But it's a really interesting thing. Like when you lift the spoon out of it, you can just hold it sideways and it'll just go really slowly. And yeah, it's a different thing, but I like it. I think it's fun. And yeah, it mostly affects the texture, not so much the flavor. That's the short answer to that question. And finally, do I have a good recipe for a non-fruit pie? I will admit I am kind of behind on that score. I am mostly a fruit pie guy. My particular specialties are blackberry and apple. And those are both ones that I've done so often that I don't use a recipe anymore. I've been working particularly on apple for the last few years because I don't make it that often. I've been working on what exactly I want to do to configure, the size of the chunks and the amounts of sugar and flour and spices, and I've about perfected it. So I'm going to be recording that sometime in the next month, because that's always that's a Christmas favorite that we always have. So I will be making that, and I will also be making a pumpkin pie. There's your first non-fruit one. And I am really hoping sometime in the next, 24 to 36 hours to learn from my aunt how to make butterscotch pie, because she's here now and she's off getting groceries at the moment. But I'm really wanting to learn how to make this butterscotch pie, because I've learned very recently that my mom told me that their mother, my grandma, apparently had this amazing butterscotch pie recipe, and the two of them have been trying and trying for years to recreate this butterscotch pie recipe, and they just can't get it right. It's something about the consistency that no other recipe has. Like, they've tried the recipe from this book or magazine, and they try to adjust different levels of things, and they just can't get it right. So what I'm planning to do is I'm going to learn this recipe, whichever recipe it is that she's using, and I'm going to then, take it, and as I did with the apple, I'm going to start tweaking things to see if I can unlock the secret of Grandma's butterscotch pie. This is my quest. This is my new goal. But yeah, those are my non-fruit pies at the moment. The pumpkin and soon the butterscotch. Oh, and pecan, but pecan is like the most dirt simple thing you can make. It's corn syrup, eggs, butter, vanilla, and pecans. That's it. Like, you just mix that together, put it in the oven. That's all you gotta do. And you can put it in a pie crust, or you can just leave it as a sort of pudding. And that's same thing with any egg pie, any custard-ish pie. You can use it as you can use it as a pie, and this is what I often do, because there's often extra pumpkin mix left over from when I make pumpkin pie. I will put most of it in the pie itself, and then put the rest into a small baking dish and have it as a pudding. And you just scoop it out and pour some cream over it. Not even whipped cream, just some liquid cream. And it's so bad, but so good. This is not a time for... Thanksgiving is a time to let loose. That's what, it's when Americans celebrate how fat we are. But I think that's about going to cover it. I got a lot of footage this time around. Some of it is just me clicking through to look for comments, but, this is more time than I usually spend. So I'll probably get a couple of videos, 2 or 3 videos out of this. So that, I think, is going to do it for now. So thanks as always for watching. Go down into the comments to ask some questions and leave suggestions. Hang on. I remember it. Don't tell me. Go try some of my recipes. If they're good, tell me how much you like them. If they suck, tell me how to fix them. You know how YouTube works. Do all the things. And I will see you in the kitchen.